Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who I am, I'm Arunika. I'm a final year medical student studying in Sri Lanka. And for this video, I thought it would be really interesting if I shared with you guys some of the things that I wish I knew before starting medical school. Before we start, please subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. Also turn on the notification bell so that you are notified when I upload. Practice from my first year onwards is to not procrastinate. I mean, true that it's better to just finish whatever you have to do then and there and not leave it for later because you won't have time later. Medical school syllabus is really vast, and if you leave something to do later, you probably won't have time to finish it. There are like tons of topics that I have to somehow finish right now just because I've been lazy and I thought I'll do those later, and I definitely regret doing that. My next thing that I have to say is start doing questions early. This is something I wish I did in my first 2 years in medical school, because I used to always ignore this aspect of doing questions because I was too lazy, to be honest, and I was pretty much doing the cram before exams method. I think by doing questions you'll actually know what kind of things that they question you on, and also give you an idea about the stuff that's very important for a particular exam and the things that are maybe not so important and you don't have to learn thoroughly. I kind of knew it's like this, but the transition was a bit hard at first. I think for everyone it is that most of the stuff you do in medical school or any undergraduate program is basically like a self-motivated thing. There's a lot of self-studying to do, unlike in school where you are taught that you need to do these specific things and then do this, and then someone basically teaches you everything. In medical school, and I'm sure in all other undergraduate courses, no one's gonna like come behind you and teach you. So whatever you learn, it's up to you to make sure that you learn it properly and you study it. So most of it is basically self-motivated. Make sure that you have like a good work ethic and you are self-motivated, and I definitely wish this self-motivation comes to me easily. It doesn't, but now that I'm in my final year and now I've been in medical school for so many years, it's something I've learned along the way, because obviously you cannot do medicine or any undergraduate course without any self-motivation and self-motivated studying. So the next important thing I wish I knew is that there is no way that you can know everything. The subject of medicine is so vast, there's like a lot of volume in the syllabus that it's impossible to learn every single thing. That's why I said starting questions early is better, because if you do questions and you know what to study, which topics are more important, what topics are frequently tested, it's know what you have to know, because there is like no way that you can learn everything. I mean, I feel like luck plays a major role in exams, because you might know several things really well and you might be very good at it, but at the exam focuses on this one thing that you don't know much, well then my point is that it's impossible to know everything, and it's okay, you don't have to know everything, but make sure you study, like you do some sort of a focused studying, go through your past paper questions, MCQs, any resources that are available, know what's important, know what's more clinically relevant, know what's more useful to know. Like I think especially in medicine, it's much more important to select the information that's more clinically relevant and things that you would actually use in real life as a physician, and focus on studying those over certain specific things that are just not so important. Another huge thing I want to add, and I wish I knew, was that medical school is actually doable. I mean, it's hard. I'm not going to say it's not hard, but I feel like the hard part comes from the fact that the syllabus is vast and there's like a lot of content that you have to learn in a short time. The volume is immense, and not really from the content itself, because the content itself is not that hard to learn. What's hard is the volume of stuff that you have to grasp. Before I joined medical school, And even in medical school, there are like plenty of times that I wondered whether I can actually do this. But what I found was, if you actually take time to try to understand what you're currently having some difficulty with and study it, you will realize that it's not that bad. It's probably not that hard, but it's just that it seems hard. Once you get into med school and once you figure out your method of studying and everything, it becomes doable. It's pretty manageable. It's not extremely difficult to the point that you can't do it. I guess the hard part is getting into medical school, and once you get into medical school, I think, at least in my opinion, it's not that hard to get through medical school as long as you do the required work and work hard. I don't know how to explain this, and I know it's different for everybody. What you need to do to achieve the same goal could be different. The effort you need to put in to achieve the same result is different for everyone. Everyone's different, which is fine. But at the end of the day, if you can really focus on studying smart, you would get through a lot of exams easily. Okay, not easily, that's an exaggeration, but you manage your exams pretty well. And I've done pretty well in exams so far, and I feel like the major reason behind it is that I've studied smart instead of studying extra hard, and I tend to focus on what needs to be done, and then I focus on those things. Like, even if I don't do questions, I would just go through the questions they've usually asked and note down like the things that I must know, and then I'll focus on those topics. And studying smart definitely helps, but work hard too. Next thing I wish I knew before starting all this is that I don't have to buy all the recommended textbooks. I have a problem with the whole textbook buying things, because I'm somebody who would like see a book and I would flip through, and then I suddenly get this urge to own it. Like, I have some sort of a weird book greed going on. Like, so throughout the years, I pretty much bought almost every recommended book, and right now they are sitting on a shelf. They act as room decor more than study material. Being a book lover, I actually go into this mindset of, well, I really need to have this book. Like, what if I don't buy it and I need this later? So I end up buying the book, and then I put it on my bookshelf and then forget about it, and I never open it. So more than textbooks, I feel like what I should have spent my money on are like things that would help me in exams, like OSCE books and question books. There are like a few textbooks that you definitely need for your medical school studying, like the Grey's Anatomy, especially in the first few years. Like, there are like few standard textbooks that you have to have. And the thing is, there are like so many resources available these days. Obviously, you can use the library, or maybe you can borrow certain textbooks from your seniors or your friends if you want to do that. There are like PDFs of books, but I, for some reason, love having physical copies of books. Do not waste a lot of money on buying books, because you can always use the PDF. I have a friend who only bought like the absolutely essential books and not anything else, and she's like top in our batch. I've been told off by her to not buy so many books just because I like them, and I wish I listened to her, but hey, at least they make good room decors. It is possible to have a good balance and a social life during medical school. I feel like there's this misconception that if you're in medical school, you'll have no life. Like, you'll be studying 24/7 every single day without doing anything else. And of course, you can choose to do it that way if that's what you want. But at the same time, it's how you handle the amount of content that's thrown at you, and it's definitely still possible to have a healthy social life and also to be active. And I don't know, it doesn't suck as much as people make it out to be. Medical school takes a lot of your time. You will find yourself going to hospitals. We had lectures on Saturdays, sometimes even Sundays. You do nights. It's very time consuming. It takes a lot of hours from your day, but that doesn't mean that it takes all of the hours away and all of your life away. There are plenty of people who maintain active social lives. I'm an introverted person, I'm an introvert, so I don't go out much, so I don't mind staying home. But then if you want to, there's definitely ways to balance it. There's definitely ways to take on other extracurricular things. Lots of my batchmates do a lot of extracurricular things. They still have fun while studying medicine. So I guess my point is that yes, it's a lot of work. Yes, it takes a lot of time. It takes a huge chunk of your youth, best years of your life. It's not that bad to the point that you're gonna feel like you didn't have a life. You obviously won't be as free as in school, or maybe if you were to do another course, but if you want something bad enough, you still can make time for it. The other thing I wish I knew is that how much medical school is actually about memorizing versus reasoning and critical thinking. By that I don't mean that you won't be using your critical thinking or reasoning skills at all. You would be, but most of the things are already, especially like when it comes to things like managing a patient, most of the things are structured and ready-made. Like there are protocols that you have to follow, and a lot of the studying aspect involves a lot of memorization. You could be smart, but if you're not someone who has a good work ethic and you can't really work hard, somebody who can work hard will obviously do better than you, because that's just how the content in medical school is. The next thing I wish I knew is that who you associate yourself is very important. I've been lucky to find amazing friends who not only supported me but who's always willing to help me and see me do well. I've just realized just how important that is, because I feel like most students in medical school are very competitive, and you're definitely going to meet a lot of people who are selfish, who are going to compete with you, who are going to see you as a competition. So people that would want you to do well but not better than them. I actually don't like people whose main focus is outdoing everyone else around them. Well, it should be about trying to do your best, not better than others. It's just how life is, and you definitely need to put up with it. Surrounding yourself with good people is very important, because they pretty much play a major role in keeping you sane throughout medical school. I feel extremely lucky that from the first year onwards I found some great friends. So that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and also turn on the notification bell. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I'll link it in the description. I'll probably put it here too. I'll see you soon. Bye.